Over the past few years, we've seen a rise in technology and social media use. Obviously, with 2020 happening, a lot of people had to stay home, work from home, and so a lot of people were in front of the tech. We're currently on the cusp, or in the Age of Aquarius, I should say. It's a time ruled by air where humanity actually shifts towards a larger sense of collective consciousness, technology and digital connection, truth seeking, and revolution. Revolution is that word I want you to remember, okay? There's an R in Aquarius, there's an R in revolution, okay? Aquarius is revolution. That's what that sign means. So whatever element, or I guess sign, is in the planet of Pluto currently, that is actually a huge reflection of what you're going to kind of see on the world stage. I think Uranus is the ruling planet for the sign of Aquarius. I'm pretty sure it's Uranus as well. It could be both Pluto and Uranus, but I'm pretty sure it's Uranus, and Uranus is in an air sign as we speak right now. It's in Gemini. So a lot of people are having their worlds kind of shaken up in unpronounced, unexpected ways. And we're seeing that also echo because Uranus is also a generational planet on the world stage. Are things kind of giving bipolar? Are they giving back and forth? It kind of gives that yin yang push pull frequency. My guides are saying Aquarius is more influenced by Uranus than it is by Pluto, but both coexist that frequency. Okay, thank you so much. I feel Archangel Michael. Who else is here? Archangel Raziel as well. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raziel, of course, Archangel Sandalphon here. I just heard him say that. So Raziel, big time. I'm not sure what sign, I guess astrological sign is linked to Raziel, but I will look that up for you guys. Definitely Google it and let's see if there's an alignment with that. But I feel Raziel's presence very heavy at this time in this video. He's telling me in the reading. Okay, so we are channeling here as well, but I did want to go over this really quickly. So truth seeking and revolution is also one of the kind of themes of the Age of Aquarius, innovation and humanitarianism. So how interesting, these keywords are kind of aligning with what we're seeing on the world stage. Most people these days are leaning into the revolution aspect, speaking out, which aligns with the air energy, communication, putting your words out there into the ether. That's what I mean. People are starting to speak out. They're starting to notice more things. They're starting to call out more things. They're starting to radicalize a system that no longer works with humanity anymore. And then with that kind of coexistence of wanting to revolutionize and innovate, we're also seeing that coexist in the technology era. The technology is of the mind. If you can think about AI is all about tapping into these different aspects of information, which is what the air element is. It's information at its finest, taking the information, taking the things that have been in the mind that are logical and putting them to the test. Air energy in this age actually calls for elevated thought leadership. Elevation is one of those words that we talked about in the last video, okay? Earth grounds, fire transforms, think of phoenix rising, water heals, air elevates, okay? So elevated thought leadership, visionary, inclusivity, radical change, communication revolution, there's that word again. Sharing messages across borders and timelines, think the rise of AI, social media, and global movements. Do you see how these themes are kind of aligning with each other? Like, it makes sense. Like, when you see what's happening with the planetary alignments and then what's actually happening on your own personal life, you start to realize, oh, I'm being pulled into this energy of air, of the mind, of thinking about who I am and where I'm at in my life and what is not working for me anymore and what I need to change and what I want and what I don't want. So if you're feeling like you're more in your mind the past few months or recently, or you might be feeling this in the coming months as well, that's because we are in the Age of Aquarius and this is what that frequency is bringing upon. Sometimes it seems scary because you're seeing a lot of chaos in the world stage, a lot of people like speaking out, a lot of people kind of even getting a little bit aggressive with other people who don't share their same views. This is just part of the process. But I think we're heading somewhere that is actually meant to be more supportive. And I do think that there will be kind of, I'm hearing subcommittees, sub-communities that will be spread around the world that won't be engaging with AI or technology to the degree that other nations will, is what I'm hearing. So it is about intellectual evolution, moving from feeling to thinking, control to freedom, silence to voice. So we are taking something that is about, essentially the age of Pisces, feeling, control, silence, that sense of delusion, if you will, and moving it into more practical aspects of doing, thinking, freedom, voice, really speaking out and making things change in the best way possible for humanity. And so I think what you guys are seeing, if a lot of us on this journey are being guided to be more observers now, maybe earlier in our life we have been kind of pushed to really contribute to the matrix, to the world in other ways, maybe volunteering, maybe service work, engagement work. But now a lot of us are being guided to kind of work in different ways. And in terms of world events, really observing and not absorbing would be of value, but not silencing yourself, speaking out. I also want to say, a lot of times when we're talking about feeling, going from feeling to thinking, I don't want any of you to discredit the emotional piece. Because in Q2, we did talk about the element of earth, kind of bridging the emotional body with the thinking body to ground those two aspects. And that's what's great about earth energy. But the air element, yes, it is about the mind. Yes, it is about clarity. Yes, it is about thinking. But it's also about not releasing your emotions. Like, you already learned what you had to learn. Don't let go of what you already had to learn. It's important to feel. Age of Aquarius energy does invite radical thinking and innovation, which means that people are going to have to start innovating what no longer works for them. And if they're not going to be aware of that, if they're not going to make moves to try to shift their mindset and get out of that sort of shadow energy of who they once were, the universe, creation around you will make it happen for you. So it's sort of like, if things don't change, they're going to change anyway. While technology is increasing, evolving, we're seeing this rise in AI, we don't need to fear anything. Really, what we have to understand is, yes, there's going to be different collectives that are tapping into very fear-based ideologies around technology, innovation, and AI. But what we need to do instead is recognize that, hey, we got to this point because we already passed the other point. So now we're at a point where a lot of us can embrace this shift in technology, this shift in consciousness that is going to pull us into our mind body and allow us to rethink who we are as a human collective, but also as individuals on this earth journey, what life means to you and how you want to co-create and exist with that. The Age of Aquarius, it's going to bring about a lot of shifts and rumble a lot of foundations is what I'm hearing. I'm seeing someone's ground shake in their reality, but there's no need to have any fear around this. Look, I mean, whatever you're going to feel is what you're going to feel, but essentially at the end of the day, it is about taking something that is so logical and making it work, innovating it, making it practical, making it make sense again. So a lot of things might still be mystery in our everyday world, and we might not have a lot of answers in the next 2 years, but in the next 4 years, humanity is going to have a huge reality check, and we'll be shown a lot of things that were hidden in the dark. And that is part of the energy of the Age of Aquarius, of the energy of the air element, is radicalizing things that just genuinely don't work anymore in society and allowing them to be something new. Being in the mind is not a bad thing. We have a brain for a reason, and that's what's helping us connect between the upper dimensions and the earth grid. So, it is the ego, if you will. And so not allowing ourselves to get into our ego about what's happening in the world, to think that we know everything. We can think up on things and ruminate on those things and ruminate on those feelings. But remember, you will be guided in your journey in the Age of Aquarius in the next few months and years to take the things that have been in your mind, to take what is aligned with your ego and actually revolutionize that so that you can be a better you. And it's going to look different for each and every one of you. So if you'd like to book a psychic reading, a mediumship reading, definitely check out the link in my bio below. I've got reviews on my personal Instagram at YazYaich. And I'll definitely be back with you guys for another video, a separate video on the air element in history and ancient traditions. You're not going to want to miss it. Leave a comment down below. And until next time, collective, go and grow.